Hello future engineers, subscribers, viewers, and students. Here is another video in differential equations 2, and this is part 1. And here we'll discuss principles and sample problems, differential equations involving the topic when the function p is function of x, additional problem, and we have applications of first order differential equations like family of curves, rate problems or mixture problems, and velocity of escape. So solutions to higher order ordinary differential equations. So when the integrating factor p is a function of x alone, that is p is function of x, then you remember that p is e integral of f of x dx. Then f of x is 1 over n, quantity partial of m with respect to y minus partial of n with respect to x. So the solution to the first ordered linear equations, because the equation m function of xy dx plus n function of xy dy can also be written in the standard form dy dx plus y p of x equals q of x. We can rewrite this form into this form. So dy dx equals y, then p of x equals q of x. Or in simplified form as dy dx plus py equals q, where both p and q are functions of x. Likewise, we can also write this in standard form when p and q are functions of y. So dx dy plus p of x equals q. Dx dy plus px equals q. This time p and q are functions of y. So going back to this equation here, we multiply everything by differential of x. So dy equals y times p of x dx equals q of x dx. And writing this in this form, so we have quantity y p of x minus q of x close dx plus dy equals 0. And after we write this into this form here, we conclude that this is m and this is and n is equal to 1. So f of x, therefore, this is 1 over n and 1 over 1 times partial of m with respect to y. So partial of m with respect to y, this is m, and the variable is y, so p of x is constant. So it is just p of x. And because this is function of x, which is treated constant, the partial derivative of this term with respect to y would be 0. So f of x is 1 over n is 1, times quantity partial of m with respect to y minus partial of n with respect to x. So m is this expression, this coefficient, and n is equal to 1. So therefore, f of x is 1 over 1 times p of x minus 0 equals, the result would would be p of x. So differentiating this with respect to y, so it is p of x constant, derivative of y is 1, so p of x, that's why we have p of x here. Then the derivative of q of x with respect to y is 0. So that's why minus 0 there. So f of x equals p of x. P therefore is e integral of p of x dx. So multiply each term by this integrating factor p, then we'll have y p of x, or y times p of x minus p times q of x dx plus p dy equals 0. And substituting the value of p, which is e to the integral of p of x dx, so we have y e to the integral of p of x dx times p of x dx plus p, which is integral of p of x dx times dy. Then we transpose this to the right, so we have e integral of p of x dx, which is p here, then times q of x dx. So we note that the differential of y, e to the integral of p of x dx, is this left side of the integral. So again, the differential of y e to the integral of p of x dx is equal to this. So take note that it is y, then differential of e to the p of x dx is the same e to the p of x dx times p of x dx. So e to the u times differential of u. So the differential of integral, it cancel the effect. So we just copy p of x dx, which is this. Then plus e plus second e to the integral p of x dx, which is this. The differential of y is dy. So that's why the differential of this expression is this left side of the equation, and that is equal to e to the integral of p of x dx times q of x dx. So integrating, so of course, integrating both sides, integral of differential, we cancel the differential operator and we just write y e to the integral of p of x. Then we have integral of the right side, which is integral of e integral of p of x dx times q of x. Then we have the constant of integration, which is plus c. So again, difference integrating both sides, so we have integral of differential, we cancel effect. So the result would be just this. We copy that. Then integral of the right side. So the the solution would be in the form y times p, because this is p, equals integral of p q of x dx plus constant of integration. So this is the solution, that form, y times p, where p is e to the integral p of x dx, equals integral of p q of x dx plus c. So that's it for that principle and concept. So let's have this first example. This is very simple and elementary. The number of bacteria in a liquid culture is observed to grow at a rate proportional to the number of cells present. Then at the beginning of the experiment, there are 10,000 cells, and after 3 hours, there are 500,000. How many will there be after 6 hours of growth if this unlimited growth continues? What is the doubling time of the bacteria? So we write first the description of this variation. So the rate of change of the number of bacteria, we will call the number of bacteria as B. With respect, so of course that's the time rate of change is proportional to the number of cells present. So that is derivative of B with respect to time is equal to constant of proportionality times B. Then separating the variables, dB over B equals K dt. Integrating, so we have ln of B equals KT plus C, constant of integration. Then when time is 0, B is equal to BO, the present number of cells or bacteria. So that's why C is ln of B sub O when T is 0. So this is 0 when T is 0 plus C. So C is ln of BO. Therefore, ln of B equals KT plus ln of B sub O. Then we combine this as ln of B minus ln of BO, which can be written as one logarithmic function, ln of b over b sub o equals kt. So therefore, b over bo equals e to the kt, and the relationship therefore for the population or the number of bacteria present at any time is it is equal to the number of cells at the start or the number of bacteria at the start, e to the kt. That's the formula. So after 3 hours, 500,000 equals 10,000 e to the k times 3. So from there, solving for k, so this is equal to 500,000 over 10,000 is 50. Then taking ln to both sides, ln of 50 equals ln of e to the 3k, or that is also 3k. So k is equal to ln of 50 divided by 3. The formula therefore is b sub o equals b sub 6 is equal to 10,000 after 6 hours of growth. So b sub 6 equals b sub o 10,000 e to the k, which is ln of 50 over 3 times time, which is 6 hours. Calculating b sub o, or b sub 6 rather, that is 25 times 10 to the 6 cells. So that for the second question, that is the doubling time of the bacteria, and that is the population will double. So it is 2 times 10,000 or 20,000. 20,000 equals 10,000 e to the ln of 50 over 3 times time t. So this is 2. 2 equals e to the ln of 50 times t over 3. So taking ln to both sides, ln of 2 equals ln of e to the something. So ln of e to the something is not something. So ln of 2 equals ln of 50 times t over 3. Solving for t, so this is also ln of 2 equals ln of 50 times time over 3. So that time, doubling time is 3 ln of 2 over ln of 50, and that is 0.5316 hour, the doubling time. Converting this to minutes by multiplying 60, so the doubling time is 31.89 minutes. So that's the answer for that problem, first problem. For the second problem, carbon 14 is a radioactive isotope of carbon that has a half-life of 5,600 years. It is used extensively in dating organic material that is tens of thousands years old. So what fraction of the original amount of carbon-14 in a sample would be present after 10,000 years? So take note that the half-life is 5,600, and we're looking for the amount left, fractional amount left after 10,000 years. So like in this problem here, same relationship, so that we proceed directly to the equation just like this, and I'll call it A, the amount at any period. So A equals A sub O uh, e to the kt. So substituting half-life, 0.5 of AO equals AO e to the k, then t is 5,600 years. Cancel out AO, take ln to both sides. So ln of 0.5 equals e. This is also equal to k times 5,600, and or 5,600k. Therefore, k is ln of 0.5 divided by 5,600. So the formula, therefore, is A equals AO e to the ln of 0.5 over 5,600 times time. So that after 10,000 years, the amount left would be AO e to the ln of 0.5 over 5,600 times time, which is 10,000 years. Using your calculator, evaluating this, so A is equal to about 0.2900 of AO. So that means A is 0.29 of AO, or about 29% will be left after 10,000 years. Then for the second requirement or question, at how many years will the amount be 5% of the original? So it will extend because at 10,000 years, the amount left would be about 0.29 or 29%. So if it is 5% left of the original, then it is more than 10,000 years. So to continue, A is equal to 0.05 of AO equals AO times e to the ln of 0.5 over 5,600 times time. And solving for that time, canceling out AO, so we have ln of 0.5 equals ln of 0.5 times 5,600 equals ln of 0.5 times t. So t therefore is 5,600 ln of 0.05 divided by ln of 0.5, and that is equal to about 24,203 years. So that's it. That's the solution to this problem example 2. Okay, let's solve example 3. Solve the differential equation y prime or dy dx equals negative 2xy plus x, and we have this boundary condition that when x is 0, y is 1, y is 1. So let's transform this into the form dy dx plus py equals q. So this is dy dx plus 2xy equals x after we transpose negative 2xy to the left, and compare it with the form dy dx plus py equals q, where both p and q are functions of x. So we conclude that p is 2x and q is x. So if p is qx, the integrating factor p is e integral of p of x dx. So therefore p is equal to e integral of 2x dx, and the integral of 2x dx is 2x squared over 2, or simply x squared. Therefore p is e to the x squared. After that, we multiply everything. We multiply the equation with e to the x squared. So remember, the solution is y equals y times p equals um, e to the x squared times q of x dx. So y times p equals integral of p times q of x dx plus constant. Remember the expected solution. So y times e to the x squared equals 1/2 integral of, this is e to the x squared, then integral of e to the x squared, q of x is x dx plus c, so that the right side will be ready for its evaluation of the integral. We introduce 1/2 and multiply also by 2. So that is y e to the x squared equals 1/2 integral of e to the x squared times 2x dx. So take note that 2 is new here, so that the right side will be in the form e to the u du. supposedly it is e to the x squared, then q of x is x, e to the x squared x dx. So we introduce 1/2 here and multiply this by 2 so that this is in the form integral of e to the u du plus c. So therefore y e to the x squared equals 1/2 e to the x squared plus c. Then we substitute the boundary condition. So y e to the x squared equals 1/2. The integral of this expression is e to the x squared. So that's why we have 1/2 e to the x squared plus c. Then because when x is 0, y is 1, so 1 e to the 0 square equals 1/2 e to the 0 square plus c. So 1 times e to the 0 square is 1 times 1, so that is 1. 1/2 of e to the 0 square is 1/2 of e to the 0, so this is 1/2. So 1 minus 1/2 equals c, so that means c is 1/2. Having found c is 1/2, then the solution is y, substitute here rather, y e to the x squared equals 1/2 e to the x squared plus 1/2. And factoring out 1/2 or dividing everything by e to the x squared, so the solution is y equals, factor out 1/2 and divide everything by e to the x squared, so it is y equals 1/2 e to the x squared divided by e to the x squared is 1, then plus 1 over e to the x squared, so that is plus e to the negative x squared. So y equals 1/2 quantity 1 plus e to the negative x squared. So I will leave to you my technique in checking this answer by eliminating this different arbitrary constant, which is 1/2, and e to the x squared is common to all terms after you eliminate this, then it should go back to this form. Dy equals negative 2xy dx, or dy plus 2xy dx minus x dx equals 0. So it will go back to that. So I will leave that to you. Then let's have this example 4 on mixture problem. This came out in civil engineer licensure exam on May 2012. So a tank contains 100 liters of brine with 60 kilograms of salt solution. Brine containing 1.0 kilogram per liter, so this is the concentration in 1 kilogram per liter of salt, flows into the tank at the rate of 2 liters per minute. So this is Q in, rate in, 2 liters per minute. And this is the concentration in 1 kilogram per liter of salt. And the mixture kept uniform by stirring flows out at the rate of 3 liters per minute. So rate entering is 2, the rate of flow outside is 3, so the volume of brine solution inside the tank decreases. So originally 100 liters, then per minute the volume decreases by 1 liter per minute as net value. Find the amount of salt in the tank at the end of 1 hour. So that is the rate of change of salt with respect to time. Let S be the amount of salt at any time. And therefore, the rate of change of the amount of salt at any time is equal to rate in concentration in minus rate out concentration out. So the rate at which the solution flows out is given 3 liters per minute, and the concentration of salt as it goes out is equal to the amount of salt at any time, which is variable S, divided by volume at any time also. So concentration out is amount of salt at any time divided by volume at any time also. So the volume is, it begins with 100 liters, then plus quantity 2 liters per minute as it enters, then minus 3 liters per minute times time. So volume is 100 plus quantity 2 minus 3 times time t. Simplifying, volume is 100 minus t. So as I said, the volume decreases by 1 liter per minute. So that's the meaning of that, because it is 100 minus t, and t is in minutes. So therefore, substitute into this equation. Imagine that S is y in our guide here. Dy dx plus Vy equals q. So ds dt equals rate in, which is 2, then times concentration in, which is 1 kilogram per liter of salt, then minus rate out, which is 3, and concentration out is S over volume, and volume is 100 minus T. So ds dt is equal to 2 times 1 minus 3 times quantity S over 100 minus T. And writing this to this form, ds dt, where the variable is T, plus, transpose this to the left, plus 3 over 100 minus t times s. So this is our, so plus 3 over 100 minus t, that would be the p, and equals to, and that is the q, constant. Q is constant. So that's the form after we pattern it from here. So that means the integrating factor is e integral of p of x dx, and p of x is this one, 3 over 100 minus t. So that would be p is e integral of p of x dx, or e integral of 3 over 100 minus t dt. And that's p, that is q, 2. Then integrating factor p, integral of p of x dx. So that is e integral of 3 over 100 minus t dt. So if we let u be 100 minus t, the differential is negative dt. This is positive, so we may introduce negative there. The integral of this and also precede a negative sign also. So that means that the integration factor is e to the negative, so we make that negative 300 ln of 100 minus t. That's the integrating factor. And this is also e to the ln of quantity 100 minus t to the negative 3. And e to the ln of 100 minus t to the negative 3 is simply 100 minus t to the negative 3. So substitute, the solution is s times integrating factor, just like this. So s times integrating factor, which is 100 minus t to the negative 3, equals integral of 100 minus t to the negative 3 times q, which is 2 dt plus constant. So s, 100 minus t to the negative 3 equals integral of 100 minus t to the negative 3 times 2 dt plus c. Then let's concentrate here. If you let u be 100 minus t, then the differential is negative dt. So if we make this negative, we precede a negative sign here. So therefore, it becomes s 100 minus t to the negative 3 is equal to negative of 100. Just focus to this integral. 100 minus t to the negative 2 over negative 2. And this is already negative 2, because if you let u be 100 minus t, the differential is negative dt. So that's why we make this negative 2. So that would be negative 2 of quantity 100 minus t to the negative 2, integral of this, over negative 2 plus c. So again, integral of 100 minus t to the negative 3 times negative dt is 100 minus t to the negative 2 over negative 2. And since we made this negative dt, so we make 2 negative also. So simplifying that, s times 100 minus t cubed, 100 minus t to the negative 3 is equal to this, and we cancel negative 2. So this is equal to s over 100 minus t to the positive 3 equals 100 minus t to the negative 2 plus c. Then cross multiply, multiply the right side by quantity 100 minus t cubed. So that is s equals 100 minus t to the 1 plus c times 100 minus t cubed. So when t is 0, s is 60 kilograms of salt. And let's evaluate this constant of integration. So 60, and t is 0, s is 60. So 60 equals 100 minus 0 plus c times 100 minus 0 cube. Solving for c, c is equal to negative 40 over 100 cube, or that's negative 1 over 25,000. Then after 1 hour, when t, find the amount of salt in the tank at the end of 1 hour. So t is 1 hour or 60 minutes. Substitute into this formula here. So S over, or S equals 100 minus 60, then plus C, which is negative 1 over 25,000 times 100 minus 60 cubed. And from there, you can use your calculator to evaluate S. And solving for S, S is 37.44 kilograms. And that's the answer.